Last episode, we clocked the rings and assembled the block. This time we'll show you the top end and complete the engine. But before anything, we will also talk about port matching, why we make our own gaskets, and no to gasket matching. Let's go. Alright now, thankfully we found an OEM intake gasket that we put aside for templates. Now you're gonna see, we're gonna install this and show you how much of an offset the intake gaskets have. Okay, wait just a little bit. Alright, there. Wait, no, not yet. Okay, there. As you can see now, port number 1, number 2, and number 3 are all offset in different directions. Even number 4. We're gonna scribe around this intake gasket just as if we're gasket matching it. This way, we can show you how much lopsided or offset they are from the proper alignment. So imagine, if you gasket match the head and it's cross-eyed or lopsided, that means you just match the head to the wrong direction. And naturally, the intake is always a lot smaller. So to gasket match it, you're just making it more cross-eyed, or cross-sided. But port matching is important, and we'll get to that. It's a lot different on the VW because on the Volkswagen, the intake gasket is the template to port the intake because it runs most of the time either 4.5 to 5 or even 6 millimeter intake oversize. That's because it's a 40 HP engine and you're building 150 horsepower. In our case, it's different as we are a multi-valve engine. Okay, so here we go now. You will see how much offside or offset the intakes are if you match it with a gasket. So imagine gasket matching the head after porting, you're just wasting your valuable work. Now here's what we would like to show you. We'll make our own intake gasket based on the current head that we're working on. This then makes sure that we're using the pattern that's right from the head. You can click up here as we will try to see if we can link the guys from Headgames Motorworks, and they talk about why you do not gasket match. Now we lay this onto the intake manifold and you can see the difference, and it lets you port match the intake manifold to the head itself, not the gasket. And also we decided to port match the throttle side just in case the owner decides to go to a B16 throttle. Click here for another one from Headgames Motorworks. Now we head to the block. We use 3-bond gasket maker, which is probably the same as Honda bond. We will put just a little bit on the oil drain as per the factory manual. You don't need to put a lot or too much, just as long as both decks, the block and the head are flat. Putting too much or using a different kind of sealant like a red silicone sealant or whatever just kind of makes it look like it was built by kids. So we try to suggest not using too much sealant because all the sealant in the world will not help if the deck surfaces are warped. Let's speed it up now. Let's go. Now on to the dowels. We install the dowels now. And then we slap on the head gasket. Then of course, 3-bond again on the oil drains, just to make sure there's no seeping leaks or moisture that's oil on the corners or the sides of the block. We all know a new rebuilt engine always has those, and we try to avoid that. That is why probably the factory manual suggests that. So let's speed it up. Alright, now we slap on the head carefully. And yes, don't mind my scars on my arm. It's from a car accident. So it'll fall into place. Just make sure the dowels are aligned. Alright. There. Alright. Falls into place. Now the head studs, or the head bolts, sorry. Well lubricated, we drop them into place. And then hand tight. Okay, now on to the first step, 15 feet-pounds. Alright. Do the proper sequence, and then we'll just speed it up now. Alrighty, now on to the next step, 36 feet-pounds of torque. And of course, we speed it up. Now to the third and final, 49 feet-pounds of torque. Then of course, we speed it up again and get it done. Once fully torqued, we like to run over them just to make sure everything clicks properly. All of the head studs or head bolts. This way, there's less questions or wondering if we torqued it properly. Double checking never hurts. Alright, let's check. Alright, that's good. Yeah. With head all torqued, now we go to the front side. The belt, brand new tensioner and pump. But before that, you gotta subscribe because this is the last episode and the next series will be about a B20 Vtec on Pro 2 cams. You won't want to miss that. And on episode 4 and 5, the owner sent me pictures of the VTI on the restoration of the body. It's kind of like just to show a status update, and you're gonna see it's going real good. We gotta show you now because we didn't get to show it on the previous episodes. Here we go. Here it is being worked on with the bodyworks or the bodyworks. You can see the doors and the sides are streamlined, and this will be smoothly cured when done. You can see the inside, there's no stone unturned. Even the insides are gonna be restored really well. It's gonna be so clean for sure. We will continue to update the page on the album of this project. So you can check our page if you want to keep track on this project. Alright, engine complete. As you can see here, the rocker arms are installed, the belt, even the water pump. Here's the intake side, it's going ready. The intake manifold, while it's being port matched, and the throttle will include in the pictures on the album on our page. The valve cover is going to be painted by the owners with the colors of their choice. And here's the surprise. Skunk 2 adjustable cam gear. Baller. And we'd like to thank you guys for sticking around and watching the whole series. Actually, aside from our tech segments, the next one is about degreeing and tuning. Next series will be all about the B20 Vtec. You wouldn't want to miss it, so you better subscribe.